I've accidentally started Nevi's story quest. So I can't finish Linny's story quest until I finish Nevi's. So I guess we're just doing Nevi's story quest first. I have to do this quest to do Linny's story quest? How long is this one?
Wait,
That's right.
no, but why? Technically speaking...
Neuvillete! Sidine! Hey there! What are you two talking about?
Ugh, Traveler in Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own. Now, this is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective?
What?
Thank you for your concern, but I currently have no such plans. Oh, apologies. I took your question in earnest, but it now occurs to me that it was most likely in jest.
Why does this feel like I'm doing Neuvillete's story quest?
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
A Melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
Yeah, wait a minute. Isn't
And
that
then?
the Inazuma? Is that the
all
Inazuma Kakarot?
information I have acquired at this stage.
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
Thank you for understanding. I will leave a note explaining my absence on my desk. I would appreciate it if you could take it to Lady Farina. She may
So my
have
man
no
is going on a
interest
side
in
mission.
official affairs, but standard procedure dictates that I'm still responsible for reporting to her.
Yes, understood. I'll come back later and deliver the note to her.
I'm still so confused about the dynamic. Who's in charge? Farina or Neuvillete? And she hops away.
Judging from Sidine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
Maybe it's like to know about his past.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts.
I was right.
Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Udex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms.
This man is 400
There
years
were few
old.
people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you.
Have you
Indeed.
met them before? I don't think so,
Unfortunately, I
right?
wasn't able to
Okay,
protect
because
them.
they're dead. My bad. Sorry.
The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related to Melusines.
Interesting.
All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked
So
me
what,
to
he
bring
made
them to
them
the court of Fontaine.
coexist?
Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up
Why would they be
conflict
mad at
over
them, though?
Melusines
Like, they're
in
so
an attempt
cute.
to lay the blame on me.
Like, they're just
I
little
have
like
nothing
animals, right?
against the opinions of others.
Why are people
The
such
moment
haters?
a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Marechaussee Phantom,
Well,
and the Special
because he's the
Security and
strongest dude
Surveillance
here.
Patrol. Aren't they more
Way
than
stronger than
enough to figure
Farina.
out what's going on?
And smarter
Based on
too.
prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex. and
Sounds
involves the
like
interests
an
of multiple different
inside
factions.
job.
However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, A lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Wait, was he not
Outsider.
born in
But aren't
Fontaine?
you the Chief Justice of Fontaine? Why would you be an outsider?
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself.
Because I
You
know
very
that
well about my true
normal people don't
identity,
know he's a
and have
Hydro
even
Dragon.
met others of my kind in other nations. Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans.
Yeah, but who would know?
Taking
You
on
look
the
like a
role
dude.
of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others. I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider. A fish out of water.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
we
sad.
have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you in your investigation? Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own.
I'm a
but with
professional.
professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
Oh, Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
I will write my note of absence right away. Let us depart together once I'm done. Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
I feel like he's a good friend to have, right? Because he's not an Archon. He's a Hydro
So
Sovereign.
feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine.
Like, don't they have a
but
grudge against
that
Celestia
really
or
true?
whatever?
Paimon feels like he has a kind of skewed perspective on a lot of things. Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
I guess we're solving this. The gang is all back together. Ooh. Oh my god, are they simping over Nevi?
The weather's amazing today.
Kiara,
Oh, that's Kiara? Oh, I thought it's the Inazuma girl.
Monsieur Neuvillete! And you are? Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you. Aw, she's adorable. Hey there, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for the compliments.
I mean, they're all
Is there
really
anything I
cute.
can do for you?
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening letter.
A threatening letter. Oh, right. I remember now.
Someone is threatening furries.
The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning.
So
It said
obviously
something
it's an
about catching me,
anti-furry
so I thought
person.
someone wanted to play hide and seek. But
Have we met
Sidine
anyone that
told me
just
it was a
hates
threatening
furries?
letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me, right?
Not on my
Have you
watch.
run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? What counts as suspicious?
Suspicious looking people other than me?
Ah! Did you think of something? Nope. I don't remember meeting anyone like that.
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show me what it says.
Maybe we can figure out by handwriting.
Let's see. Found it.
Okay, I can't read that.
Now then, get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in
Wait, did
person.
all
Don't
of
say
those
I didn't warn you.
Mellusines get the same letter, or just that
A simple
one
threat.
particular one?
Neither the handwriting
Like,
nor
what
the
if it's like, you
content
know, it's not
itself
all of
reveals
them. It's just
anything
they have a
about
grudge
Raph's
against her
intentions.
specifically.
We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure.
Damn, that's like an honor,
Wait,
right? The
no,
Chief
no,
of
no.
Justice
I
is gonna
still
be your
have a case to
bodyguard.
work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
And that's where
Wow.
we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara. and
Nevi
keep
is
Trish safe.
surprisingly very, very kind.
With us around, anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it.
Like, what people think
Thank
about
you,
him being
Traveler.
like very reserved doesn't really
Paimon.
seem true.
Don't worry, your big sis Paimon is super strong.
All right, Let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of Kiara.
We'll take her to a lost place right away. See you around.
And I imagine something happened there.
So, Kiara, how old are you? Let me think. 1, 2, 10?
She doesn't know her own age?
I can't remember.
And these are supposed to be guards?
I remember coming to the court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillete. That must have been a long time ago. Carol? Didn't Neuvillete mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon
Okay, I didn't know that.
My memory isn't that good. But
So they
Carol
also
told me I
live
could
for
address
hundreds and
others based on
hundreds
how
of
I feel
years.
about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis.
That's crazy though. Hundreds of years and they're still kind of immature.
Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
What? What was I hearing? He's a little pervert in the corner.
Strange. Paimon felt like someone was following us.
Because there was.
Off.
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two?
I'm the famous traveler. Yes,
They're
that's
the
me.
Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
I thought so. What brings you here?
Secret mission.
All right. Guess I
Because what if
shouldn't have
she's the
asked.
one sending out the, you know, the threatening letters?
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course. Go ahead.
Wait, she's not gonna go inside? What?
No hazards detected.
That's barely
You've
any
cleared the
work. That's like me
inspection.
going to work.
Seems like
Yeah,
the
my
criminals
job here's
from that
done.
case last month never set foot in here at all. That was quick. What were you inspecting? I took a look around the shop. Neuvillete says that us Mellusines have special eyes that can see things people can't. Things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Mellusines can see the residual stains
Oh,
for
that's
some time.
cool.
Pretty cool, huh?
So that's like the black light thing,
all
right? Where people see
Now that
stains?
you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model. Is that okay with you?
But she's not even
Is there
human.
anything I need to do?
Please wait a moment while I take your
What do you
measurements.
mean?
The sample should be a perfect
She's an
fit.
animal.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at?
Oh, is that dude?
Is there really someone watching us? Shh! Let's sneak over and take a look.
All right, time to go to Pound Town. Oh, it's Charlotte.
Strange.
I was literally about to swing.
Isn't he back yet?
Gotcha!
Wait a minute. Was it her though?
Charlotte, what are you doing here? Oh,
Because I thought they were in the
good
other
job,
corner.
Paimon. You're the
How did they
one
get
who
to this
sent
corner
Kiara
without
that
us seeing?
threatening letter. But you don't seem like the type to...
Because it's not her.
What threat letter? This is.
I don't think we should
starting
tell
to feel
her
like an
because she
interrogation.
has a big mouth. She's
Okay,
gonna write about
I'll
it
be
in the
straight with you.
newspaper.
I
So
don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillete and request an interview with him.
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to
oh
accomplish.
no.
The Palais Mermonia rarely
a
accepts appointment requests
paparazzi.
from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It
Is that
seemed like
actually
you were
really
investigating
rare to see
something
him walk
too.
around the
The
streets?
perfect opportunity to
Like the
whip up
man
an
never
exclusive,
leaves his
don't you think?
building?
Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing a
well,
secret
I'm not-
investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
Paimon,
I see.
I wasn't gonna tell
If
her
you say so,
anything.
I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. Oh, what a shame. Chances like this don't come by very often, you know. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about?
No,
I swear I won't
I'm not
tell.
telling you. I'm gonna tell everyone but you.
Alright then.
Paimon is not doing what I want her to do.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little Mellusine?
Shh, not so loud.
It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after her? I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think she's gonna tell someone and
People
ask
care
around.
a great deal about Monsieur Neuvillette's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case involves Mellusines, so... Anyway, I'll get going now. Watch yourselves, alright?
Well, that was a nice chat. Let's head back and check on Kiara.
Oh! Cool
What do you
Ryan is
think?
here?
The design looks pretty good, huh?
What is she doing here?
I think it's great.
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
I love her.
Haran, what are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
It seems like she always
As I
shows
passed
up
by the
out of
Palais
nowhere when I
Marmont,
least
heard
expect
that
her.
Neuvillete was
She's like
investigating
Batman.
a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial
Does that mean
cases.
she's gonna follow us
I
around?
happened to have
Please,
some
please,
time
I
at
need
the
protection.
moment And came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
Nice.
Ah, Neuvillette sure is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvillete.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find Neuvillette.
We're safe now. Unless she's the one writing the letter. I talk to you?
How has your work been recently?
Same as usual. My schedule normally isn't too packed, so I have plenty of time.
What is her
for
job
myself.
again? I forgot. What does she do?
Then shall we go out to play? How about a beach vacation? Like last time.
Oh, they hang out a
I
lot.
even signed up as a volunteer lifeguard. I'm really good at swimming, so I'm sure I can help.
Okay, they are super cute. They're super, super cute.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
So far.
We ran into Cloran. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities.
Did we get any
It looks
clues? I
like
don't think we
Kiara is in
did.
good hands.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
I've been looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I've judged over the past decade. I've come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions
Giving me
if there is
massive I hate them
indeed a
vibes with all
mysterious
this
group that bears a grudge against
talk.
me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish
So he's
browsing
thinking,
through all
like,
these documents?
Perhaps someone in the previous cases might have held a grudge. Maybe in the previous
Don't worry.
rulings.
I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
Damn.
We'll help you read through them. We have nothing else
That
to
is my
do.
worst nightmare. Reading non-stop for hundreds
Thank
of
you.
years.
I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
I won't. Yeah, that is weird. How did a prisoner
Have you
then
made
become
any progress?
friends with Neuvillete?
We skipped through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there's so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself.
My man
If
just
memory
reads and
serves me
reads
right,
and
there
doesn't keep
should
track
be
of
at
time.
least 100,000 cases. The documents you see are just a small
I would not be
fraction of what's
surprised
really
if
there.
Nevi can remember all of them.
That's a lot. Looks like the work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You read
Oh man, I don't want to read again.
All right. Let us
Reading
take
is
a
my
break then.
kryptonite. Oh, I'm just waiting? Is he hinting I should go there?
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something? All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
He's
Please pardon my
100%.
lack of consideration.
You guys
People
friends about
rarely
hate them.
come to
They
the
would get
Palais
along so
Marmonia
well.
For matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should do.
Man, I
Would you
feel
like to
so
have some
bad for him.
drinks, perhaps? You must be
Like, he's
thirsty
actually
after all
very,
that
very
work.
sweet, but people feel like very odd, or I guess they feel scared of him, right?
Paimon wonders what Neuvillete likes to drink.
Like, he has an overwhelming
maybe
presence.
he's a fan of really fancy wines. He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like Diluc.
That's a reference out of nowhere.
What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
Don't tell me it's water.
An
Is it-
astute observation. It is indeed water.
You just serve us regular water in a fancy cup?
So it's just plain old water?
What did you think it was?
Like wine? Like
Since you're the
alcohol?
Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more sophisticated.
I actually side
This
with
water is
Paimon for
indeed
once in my
very
life.
special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
Never let bathwater.
I believe you've already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa village, and Inazuma's Konda village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
What the?
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the
He's
heart.
actually giving me
The
a
waters of Chintsa
speech
village have a poignant
on
touch.
different kinds of water
One
around the
might call
world.
The waters of Konda village placid. Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
I will not.
Let Paimon try!
My man would be a modern day water reviewer on YouTube.
What do you think?
Nope. Paimon doesn't taste any difference at all. Isn't
Dude.
this just normal water?
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your tastes.
He just roasted
Nothing
us.
to do with refining our taste. Paimon's pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference. How did you do it anyway? Oh, could it
I
be
love how
next to the
serious he
hydro
is about water. I love it.
We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is around? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro
True.
Dragon,
I do wonder. Why do you?
become
Yeah.
Chief
Why
Justice
Fontaine?
in
Why Chief
human
Justice?
society? Sorry. Paimon was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Questions? Are there really things you can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence. In essence,
Like,
I neither know
yeah,
why
like him
I was
reincarnating
born
as a
in this
human, right?
form,
That's
nor
weird.
do I understand
So
where my
reincarnation
long
does
life should
exist
take
in
me.
this world.
I lost many memories from the moment I was born. The primordial sea, for example. I can only vaguely recall its connection to me, but I am unaware of what that connection is exactly. Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer.
But are the other
However, they are
elemental
scattered across
dragons
all of
like
Tevat.
the original
Abruptly
form,
visiting
like the
could very
original
well
self?
pose an
Or they all
unpredictable
been
risk.
reincarnated as well,
True.
right?
Some of them have
Because I know
very
they lost the war.
unique personalities, too.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean. My guess would be that
I do
there
wonder,
are at
like,
least some similarities
is he
between
only
humans
feeling
and
emotions
myself.
after he got
By
reincarnated as a
observing their
human?
behavior,
Like as
perhaps
a
I could
dragon
one day
before, did he have
understand
emotions?
the meaning of my existence.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare.
Yeah, he would get along
Alas,
with like.
time is limited. We should move on with our
He'll get along with
investigation.
Hatem, Diluc,
Continue
Zhongli.
reading these documents.
Men with few words,
I'm
or
getting
you know,
busy already.
or at least like
I
people with a
wasn't
lot
able to
of stuff to
find
talk
any
about.
leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Water? Do you mean...
That's right. The fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of
Are they
countless
talking about
memories and
the
emotions.
place where
If there really
Marcel
were an
died?
organization
That
attempting
fountain?
to use Mellusines against me, they should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Good idea.
Why didn't Paimon think of that? Come
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be too many people near the fountain of Lucine during the evening. Looks like we got lucky today. There's hardly anyone around.
what should we do next?
The last time we saw
Can you still hear the
and heard
voices from the
voices, we
fountain?
drank some of the primordial. Yeah.
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a few steps back and keep a safe distance.
A safe distance? Neuvillete, what exactly are you... Whoa, it's glowing!
What is he doing? I mean, I know it can control water. Wait, what just happened? Why do I feel like I'm in like, you know, a 1950s French film? Is this the past?
Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillete. The court of Fontaine is truly incredible. There's so many things I've never seen or heard before.
I understand
Oh, it
your excitement,
is, right?
but
Because
there's no need to
didn't
thank
Carol
me.
die?
Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Maréchaussée Phantom. I am certain you'll become an indispensable part of Fontaine's detective force.
I know.
I wonder if he
I'm
feels
really
guilty
glad to be
because
of
he's the
help.
one that, you know, persuaded them to
Not
join.
only can I repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village, but I want to see the outside world nonetheless. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence.
Same as Nevi.
Or what I'm capable of contributing to this world. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence elsewhere.
Where is their village located at? I never saw like a village in
I
Fontaine
understand your confusion.
that had all of them there.
In fact, I feel the same way. I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you did? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told
Damn.
us to go back to our village.
Kinda messed up.
It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head. And I tried
Dude, how are
really
they so
hard not
mean
to
to something
cry.
this cute?
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult
I
road
do hope in
ahead,
the modern
with
day,
countless
like most
obstacles to
people
overcome.
are not
Different identities and ways
guess,
of
like,
thinking all contribute to
hateful to them,
strengthening
right?
the barrier between
like they
one
learn
another.
from it.
Removing it will be no easy feat. There aren't many suggestions I can share. Because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society.
But that's weird. He
Despite
looks
my
human.
social
How hard
status,
would
I
it
am
be for
still
him
an
to
outsider.
integrate compared to the Mellusines,
I see.
who you can tell are not human?
Let's all do our best then. I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence one day.
I believe in you,
Aw.
but you shouldn't lose sight of the difficulties ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
I want to meet that guy.
Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmonia earlier?
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me.
I
when
want
tried
to
talking
instantly
him.
accuse that
It
guy
felt like
of sending
he
a
wasn't
threatening letter,
interested
but
in
I don't know if he's
anything
still
that worked.
alive in modern day, right?
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities.
And the
to
answer would be
work
too
together in
obvious
the
if it
future.
was him.
So please try to get along.
Hello. Can I help with anything?
Thanks, but no need.
Oh,
Aww. Is everyone mean to them?
hello. I'm Carol, a Mellusine. Is there anything you need help with?
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
No.
Please, calm down. I don't mean to cause any harm.
Hard to say.
They're so cute, and they just mean nothing
We
but
should probably stay
goodwill.
away from these monsters. Haven't you realized? Strange incidents have been increasing ever since they came.
Why should we
Wait,
trust this
the
species
strange
from
incidents
who
of people
knows where
disappearing?
Anyway? I can't believe Neuvillete allowed them into the court of Fontaine just
Or
like that.
some other issue.
Exactly.
Because we
The
know that
so-called
just
Chief
disappearing
Justice
stuff
even
has been
granted them
happening for
official
decades.
positions. Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well. I swear, there's some hidden agenda at play here.
Go away! Quit acting innocent!
Ugh,
I'm not
hate
leaving.
ignorant
I
people.
won't let you say bad stuff about him. We joined the Mari Chaussee Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases. We've never done anything wrong.
Solving cases? With Neuvillete in cahoots with you. You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know. So tell me, how can you guarantee that you Mellusines aren't involved in
I mean,
anything that
do
occurred
they-
recently?
I mean, right now everyone trusts Neuvillete, correct? Was like during this
Didn't
time
I
period
tell
they
you
don't trust
before?
Neuvillete yet?
Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Oh, that's
Aside
him?
from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Mare Chaussee Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance
he's
Patrol has every right to
defending
subject you
her.
to interrogation. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Mellusines being involved.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on
So,
their side.
He's like a
Neuvillete's newly reformed police force is
he's like
already
cold on the
corrupt to
outside,
core.
but he's willing to
How
defend
could two
his
completely
partners.
different species possibly coexist?
You heard that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Why won't anyone believe us?
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you
Calamity.
inherently bring danger to those around you.
What
There are
calamity?
countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society. Best if you give up before it's too late.
Monsieur Neuvillete said that we needed to put both time and effort in.
I don't know if
I don't know how long
he's
it'll
telling her to
take,
give up
But I
because
can at least
he secretly
try
hates
making
her,
my
or
best
it's for her
effort.
own good.
I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to everyone.
Give them to me.
You're not gonna take them away, right?
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head back.
Monsieur Neuvillete, what's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years.
5
You've
years.
taken one small
Damn, they've
step
been working around
forward
for a
in
long
helping
time.
Mellusines gain the trust of humans.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made far without you. It won't be long before Mellusines begin living peacefully with the humans. Just the thought of it makes me happy.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
You blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
What the hell is
Are you
rightfully
sure we should do
theirs?
this? We're no match for Neuvillete, even with all our powers combined. What if...
Like, what did they talk about? Like,
Nah, not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his position, there's no chance he'd take us out personally. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere, unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder.
what?
Once we lay the blame on the Mellusines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Neuvillete will be left with no excuse.
So
guess
this
you're
is the
right.
guy that's doing, like, causing
If he
all the
just
weird
left
crimes
things the way
happening?
they were, it never would have come to this. But he's forced our hand. Time to teach him a lesson.
Wait, is that someone he mentioned before?
Merlin!
Mellusines can't be trusted! That goes for Neuvillete too!
So they're already framing them.
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke. Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back.
That's so messed up.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are
The
supporters
old
of the
regime.
old regime.
So, like, is it the
whose
old Chief of
interests have been
Justice?
undermined by the reform. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Neuvillete confess to his mistakes.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
yield
what
their
happens,
power.
right? Like, the
guards
old people
were
in
stopped by the
power want their
enraged
power
mob
back.
and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
What does that mean, though?
The
She
situation had rapidly
sacrificed her. She's not
escalated
dead,
to a
right?
physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll might have thought there was no better plan.
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur Neuvillete right away?
Yes.
No need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
He's gonna personally
I've
go
never
there to
told
kill him?
I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her are the most vulnerable to deception
true.
and betrayal.
Like, usually the
From
nicer
moment
you are,
I
the
met
easier people
Carol, I knew
manipulate
that
you and
she'd
take
be
advantage of
easily
you.
manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Neuvillete. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carol all along. Can you understand how I feel? Right now, there's only one thought on my mind. Only through bloodshed can their
So
debt
he is gonna
be
kill them.
repaid.
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Neuvillete wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret.
Sheesh.
Give me the list of suspects.
But then, if he was
What happens
successful,
if I will take responsibility
who's threatening
for
the current Mellusines?
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special
No,
Security
I wonder if in the
Surveillance Patrol.
past, is that the machine that
He resorted
is in
to
the modern
personal
day?
measures to seek revenge for Carol and settled the score with the group that framed his friend.
Like the Oratrice or whatever you call it?
Why aren't you saying anything?
I'm thinking... we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out? Why?
Shh, keep it down! Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Neuvillette's most trusted subordinates.
Damn, there's a
Everything that
lot of
happened to
people
Carol,
that
Neuvillette's
did
guaranteed
not
to do
like them back in the
everything he
day.
can to keep
It
Vautrin
wasn't just a small
around.
group.
Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Neuvillette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Neuvillette will be able to give Vautrin a reprieve. The benefits are endless.
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds. Please think about it.
I bet you
If the same thing
Neuvillette
had
is not
happened to
going to let
you,
it slide.
wouldn't you
He's
feel the
going
same way he
to
did?
say that dude's guilty.
Yeah, that's
Because he's going
right.
to be like, a crime is a crime.
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillete.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent. He's innocent.
Order!
Well, that's public opinion, right? The other side?
I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge
So
could be
he
seen
did
as a
kill them all?
form of
Shit.
justice. I understand your decision, which is why I cannot help but feel
Yep.
regret and
Yeah.
even grief
Law is the ultimate
about
thing
the
for him.
judgment I must now impose. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law. Therefore, you will be declared guilty.
What?
I wonder if, like,
Monsieur
Vautrin,
Neuvillette,
like,
please
agrees,
give this a
right?
little more thought. He has done so much for Fontaine.
Vautrin, my friend, is there anything else you want to say?
Neuvillette. What have I done to deserve this?
Damn.
I've closely followed every
I feel
one
kinda
of
bad.
your orders. Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off?
I mean, guilty doesn't mean
this
death, right? It just
what
means,
justice
like,
means to
prison
you?
sentence.
Answer me, Neuvillette!
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vautrin will be declared guilty.
Well, we do know the machine has always agreed with Nevi, right? It was only
Monsieur
recently
Neuvillette.
with Trial it didn't agree.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Damn, still a lot of hate with Mellusines and humans.
Hey, stop spacing out! What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
I basically either went to the
Apologies,
past
seems
or I
like
seen
my
yeah,
memories got the
yeah,
better of me.
or I saw his memories.
I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the fountain of Lucine to boil over. Due to my negligence, the overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well.
Oh wait, or was I seeing the memories of the water of Fontaine? Because wherever you are, there's obviously got to be water around you, right? Is that what I saw? Just like the water flowing all over Fontaine, the memory of the water.
It is as you said. This might be because I am different. It is not only the fountain.
You said,
I
personally,
can sense emotions from all waters
I'm
in
different.
Fontaine. Rivers, lakes, and even the rain.
That sounds awesome!
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always
or I guess like
chaotic
it's
and
emotions of the
disconnected.
water.
As an outsider,
How does emotion
having
carry
my mind
memories?
occupied with irrelevant memories isn't exactly a pleasant experience. Which ones
Okay, the last one.
It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean I am deliberately hiding them. It was a coincidence, but perhaps it is a good thing that you saw everything in that form.
I just want to know, did he die?
You should now understand
Like
why
Carol
I believe
died,
there to be a
right?
conspiracy
But did
behind all this.
Vautrin die?
These two cases are much too similar.
His guilty didn't say
I
death
felt like I
sentence.
needed to do something.
But why would he wouldn't be sending a threatening letter, right? Because he was for the Mellusines.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange. I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions.
I mean, people respect him now, though, so he's different. Like, he's one of the most respected people in Fontaine, if not more respected than Farina.
To be related to a smuggling case. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here.
Wait, so we're thinking is another organization? Like, first there was the organization that was doing the synth, production.
What are you doing
Now
here?
there's an organization for,
I was just about to look
well,
for you
for
at
hate
the Palais
crimes?
Marmonia.
Navia, nice to see you again. Is there something we can help with?
I've heard some things.
I mean, it would be crazy if, like, the second we need to investigate anything, she's always our sidekick.
Don't worry. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Mellusines, and that you're
You heard right.
investigating the case. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Cendre lately. Maybe you'll find the
Unfamiliar
suspects among them.
faces.
Thank you. Where did you hear about all this?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless
Yeah,
eyes
he's
watching
basically
you.
a celebrity,
You
right?
talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious
Wait
to
a
know
minute,
asked
does that
around
mean
for information.
Kiara told
Then It was
everyone?
only a matter of time before word of the threatened
the
letter
fuck?
spread all across Fontaine.
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster than I imagined.
But isn't it kind of good though? So like everyone is
attract more
on the
attention
lookout
than
to
you
see who's
think.
threatening Mellusines?
Anyway, any progress with the
Because it doesn't seem like
investigation?
modern day people hate the
suspects who
Mellusines,
threatened
right?
Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another party behind all this. We are planning to return to the Palais Marmonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress.
Alright, the gang's all back together. And Paimon is basically our Scooby.
Any problems now that the word is out?
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad
True,
daylight.
yeah.
What
Because
is
they'll
more
instantly
important is
be
how
a
the
suspect.
case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side
But
with
then
the old regime
that means the
and direct
original
their
suspect,
resentment
it's
towards the
safer, no?
Mellusines. I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
That is weird. Because when we got here, there was no one here.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What? That's it! Who's been threatening Mellusines? Show yourself!
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch. Think about
Is that
how
a
much
good
we
thing?
owe
That
them.
might kind of like
Now that
hinder
they're
the
in danger, how
investigation.
can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
It feels like you've been following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that.
There's hate crimes
Nope.
going on.
We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Oh, they're so thoughtful.
Dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
Oh.
Don't act tough. I bet you're hungry.
He's starved.
All right. Let's
I
go
mean,
buy
I
a
do
cake or
like that at least their co-workers are very protective of them, right?
You shouldn't ever skip meals, especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
Yeah, it seems like public opinion of Mellusines are way more positive than the past.
Situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Yeah, like everybody, like whether it's like, you know, the citizens, the co-workers.
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
Yeah.
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Have you heard? Even the special patrol came to help.
Shh, look. Isn't that Neuvillete? I think he's looking at us.
He's so famous, dude.
Nothing to worry about.
This is truly wonderful.
So, wanna go over and say hi?
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary commotion. Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Memorial.
Dude, he's like an actual
The faster
celebrity.
we uncover the truth, the better. The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. This is the one. The list
Dude,
of
that,
involved suspects should be...
that document has a cute little Mellusine logo on it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. They have been sent to the fortress of Meropide following trial. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders,
I don't think we
but who
met
did
someone
not
like that during the
participate
Archon
in the
quest.
case, will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening letter to Kiara on the list?
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, to be precise. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Monsieur Neuvillete, someone claiming to be from the Spina di Rosula just checked in with us. He
A
said,
spy?
and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Really?
How did Navia find them so quickly? We've
No
only just
way.
figured out
Navia found it before we did, right?
I too am perplexed. The
Unless
cafe
it's
isn't
a
too far
no,
from
no,
here.
no. It's a trap.
We
It's a
should
bait.
head over and take a look.
I've never seen him in my life. Oh, it was Navia who found them.
Hey Navia, we're here! Whoa. Check out all these people. Hey there, are you Navia's friends too?
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Maréchaussée Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
Dealings positive
Invite them
or
over.
derogatory?
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
They're not psyched.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
Look how uncomfortable they are. What the hell's going on?
But... oh well. Let's get back to business. Is there anyone called Essin here?
Yes, that's me.
You're Essin?
Yes, monsieur Neuvillete.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
Is it really him? It is him?
I did, but I was just following orders.
What? Wait, what?
Orders from whom?
Domenico, he was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
The one who's in
Domenico.
prison?
Where is he now?
The fortress of Meropide.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking
Well, I mean,
into
I could
that
just
place.
teleport in whenever I want.
Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
You've done more than enough. I'm
Wow,
extremely
Navia is
grateful for your
hella
help.
useful.
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
Alright then, let's head to the fortress right now!
Hey, yo, it's Risley.
Welcome to the Fortress of Meripede, dear esteemed guests.
The gang's all back.
Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself. Guess we made a name for ourselves at this place.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, showed up. Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut
I
right
really
to the
want to
chase.
know their history, you know? How did a criminal that Nevi sentenced guilty are now cool with him?
I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening Mellusines.
That's weird though. I didn't see
To
any.
be honest, Domenico
I
doesn't
didn't
seem
really
like
see
much
any
of a
Mellusines
conspirator.
in prison though.
fact that
Like,
the
why
three
is
of
he
you
sending
bothered to
hate mail
personally
right in
investigate
prison?
raises a flag. Is there something else going on behind the scenes here?
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have
He's
my
gonna slap the
questions
living
answered.
hell out of Domenico.
That's an easy one. Let me think. I think he's at...
Did I hear someone say Melusine? What happened?
Oh yeah, is she part Melusine? Like part human and part Melusine?
Yeah.
Like she's not 100%, right?
The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here. Really? Is Kiara gonna be okay?
There's no need to worry. Clarande is protecting her as we speak.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
Ah,
just-
head nurse. Do you
I mean,
require me to
just-
personally deal with
Come
the
on,
criminal?
you have two fists.
Writhsley.
Yeah, he's so stern. He was like
I'll
a
bring
dad
Domenico
saying
to
like,
you.
"I know what you're gonna do.
That's your
Don't do
only
it."
demand, correct? Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns. Thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
Whoa. If Paimon were you here, Grace, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really
Facts.
important.
Actually, facts.
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Neuvillete would reject that. But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you. Make yourselves at home. Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
About us?
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink?
I don't know. Fontaine is like the nation of like, you know, spiked drinks. I don't want to drink anything from you people.
Which means you have to drink up even before that. I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about.
Like every time I drink anything from these people, it's drugged.
Typical Sijun. Concerned about everyone's health as always. Why aren't you two saying anything?
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked quite familiar.
Yeah, they're associated with Domenico.
Familiar? Paimon didn't even realize they were wearing them. But if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
That's not a bad idea. I will stay here and wait for news from you.
Time to use violence. Tell me everything you know.
Anything you need? Oh, this? Are you interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
What's that?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago.
That's when he became. That's when
We
he
have never had
became
many
Chief
members
Justice,
throughout our history,
right?
Nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family. Helping each other is our purpose. At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
That does sound good.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress. But people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
Seems normal.
You two look kind of familiar. It's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first president. From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace.
The Medal
I've
of
never seen
Peace?
one of
The
those
thing
medals
that
for myself, though.
Neuvillete gave to.
The first president of our network was an amazing person. Powerful as he
Wait,
was, he never used his strength against
Voltrine or
anyone.
whatever is the one that started the
He
mutual aid
encouraged
network.
the weaker criminals to stick together and look out for each other. All of us have a lot of respect for him.
He can't still be alive, right?
Interested in joining the mutual aid network?
I guess.
If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer. Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries, but our goal has remained unchanged. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
We should have gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Neuvillete.
Because that's the only Medal of Peace I know. It's the one that Nevu gave those two.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
I'm pretty sure your boy started an organization.
To an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those before?
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. They were awarded to Carol and Vautrin. Carol's medal was destroyed in a fire. The only one that remained should belong to Vautrin.
Oh.
Whoa, imagine if...
So the network
It would be so crazy if Vautrin's organization
Monsieur Neuvillete,
slowly started hitting Mellusines despite him, the founder, defending them.
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of this
Like,
situation.
that's actually messed up.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman,
The
Dominique.
pause.
Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillete?
Slap him.
What do you want? What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Mellusine? Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
That idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Let me ask
What
this
is he even
another
in
way.
prison for?
It was your idea to send that letter, correct?
Yes.
Who is pulling your strings?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best
Wait,
if
so-
you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief
Wait, so
Justice
he's
of
not the
Fontaine
mastermind?
has been personally investigating your case. I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth. But before that, you must ensure my safety.
I can do that.
You see, we're all reasonable people here.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more in return.
Oh, the
After making
smuggling
a few
case.
trips, I was suddenly approached by the Maréchaussée Phantom. They accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
Ooh.
And then you
Someone
decided to
we met? What did even smuggling? Do we even know?
Mellusines? Over that?
My initial target was Neuvillete. Everyone in the Fortress of Meripede was declared guilty by him after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against him, right? If I could get them to strike back. But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That mutual aid network in particular.
Oh, so the
What if
mutual
there's
aid
nobody's
network
even gained from
actually
trying
still
to
protects the
challenge me?
Mellusines, right?
Seriously. In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Mellusines to salvage things. I recall that Chiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection. So I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that I meant to contact my family.
They didn't
letter
read
was in
the
fact
letter
addressed to
before
Essa.
they sent it
I
out?
requested that he write a
What
threat
kind of
letter to
prison
Chiara
is
and force
this?
her to resign from the Maréchaussée Phantom.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with any suspicious people recently?
No.
Is it
Really?
true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes. And that's all I know.
Sigewinne, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later. So, Monsieur Neuvillete, You were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Mellusines to stir up greater chaos?
Yes, I experienced
And
a
he still
similar
believes
incident in
it?
the
Because
past,
right now it seems
so
like
I had to be
everyone is
prepared for
revealed.
any possibility.
It was just like one guy
And
doing it.
how long ago was this incident?
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this.
400 years, he said. They're gonna hold a grudge for that long.
Time can change a lot of things. Everything's different now.
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the Mellusines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society. But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Mellusines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. I trust that they would make different choices from before.
It does seem like it, because people were already standing up for the Mellusines, right? Like everybody was. Like the news people, the police,
Monsieur
everybody.
Neuvillete, the Mellusines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you. When people refused to place their trust in Mellusines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice. For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality.
He was Chief
You made
Justice
the
for
right judgment
500
each
years
time,
almost.
regardless of whatever nonsense went on. People no longer have any reservations about you and even consider you a symbol of the law. Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine. In other words, you've gradually transformed.
It just kind of
the whole
feels like
nation.
more and more that happens shows like he's the ruler of Fontaine.
Gets it now.
Like he shapes the nation with his decisions.
I am undeserving of such high compliments. From my perspective, I have simply been fulfilling my duties.
People love a humble man.
It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judgments. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions.
Did he not find any answers about his reincarnation? Or the fact that he's in that form?
I believe that you
At
are the
all?
ones
It's been
who deserve
500
my
years.
respect.
No answers?
There's no need to be so modest. The current state of affairs says it all. You're no longer that outsider you were before. Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend you a hand.
Actually, yeah.
I must
Everyone
say that
holds him
you've
to
made a fair
extremely high regard.
Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been settled,
Like I feel like people
I should
doubt
get going.
Farina more, right?
And so soon, too? Why not stay for a cup of
I
tea?
should have figured.
Thank you
It's
for the
always
offer,
tea
but
with
I know how
Risley.
this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me. The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
Ah, I know of what you speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Memornia's staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore,
So the
I
guard
leave that
most likely
matter in
read the
your
letter, right?
hands.
And he was okay with the
Well,
contents,
that
maybe?
makes things a lot
Is that what he's implying?
Hey now, don't let your imagination run wild.
Sorry.
Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize.
Couldn't help
with
myself.
others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
Great, that's one thing out of the
He's
way.
gonna give him a 1-2.
What's the other thing you wanted to say?
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the mutual aid network. Is that right?
Yep, Neuvillete thought their badges looked familiar.
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right.
Damn.
I've looked into
Yeah.
their founder, Vautrin, who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression.
I
In
believe
other
he
words,
still
how he
resented
presented
Neuvillete
himself in prison
after all
was
those
very
years.
different from his behavior in court.
What? During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment.
Well, I would
believe he had
assume
every
he just
right
felt
to feel that
betrayed,
way.
right? That his friend would judge him guilty.
Perhaps he had
But
been
after
putting
some
on an
time
act.
thinking, he probably knew he was wrong.
An act?
Neuvillete and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment. Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice. And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one. That's all from me. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Tell me
Now's your
Neuvillete
chance.
visited him,
I
please,
don't
at the
have
very
anything
least,
to
right?
say,
You're not
apart
gonna
from
visit him in
expressing
prison?
my gratitude, that is. Well then, let us head back. No need to see us off.
Oof. Leaving like a badass.
Please, take care.
What the? Where's the case? What? Dude, now I have to do Linny's quest before I can move on?
A few moments later.
Can I finish it? Yes, alright. We can finally start back the Neuvillete quest.
That trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear,
What, that
regret.
your
But this
efforts
blend of
actually
emotions
paid
has
off?
led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts too. What do you think of me?
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said. As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. What do you think, Traveler? Hey, any comments?
What I really think is...
He's
every trial
talking?
you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And
That's
what
the
makes you
biggest
who
shocker
you
of
are
this
today.
quest.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself. But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the changes that have occurred upon my person. These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a result of time itself. I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
What does that mean?
Oh, huh? It's raining.
What, is Neuvillete sad again?
To bring an umbrella. Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder.
Why would he be sad? He did a good thing. Like, everything he's ever done has made people, you know, coexist with Mellusines. Wait, is he like at the
It's
past?
raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
When he's sad, everyone's sad, it seems.
They're planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
The Fortress of Meripede. It's a good place for me.
Oh, is that when he took over?
He owes me so many answers.
Neuvillete?
Oh my
you
God.
could say he's the
He's
real
the
symbol of
knave.
Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
Yo, he can actually know everything that's happening in Fontaine, even if he's not there, just from the rain
Who's
and
been
water.
threatening Mellusines? Show yourself!
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's
Farina? It doesn't
past.
sound like Farina. Is it Farina?
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillete! The rainy season's almost over! The skies are supposed to clear in a few days!
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
As the Hydro Dragon himself loves sunny weather. That was a nice cutscene.
Is the matter resolved?
It should be, right? I don't think there's another shadow organization.
Wesley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Mellusines should be safe now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
There's no need to apologize.
I actually feel like
Yeah, you didn't
like
drag us
Navi is the
in.
one that did everything
Involved
herself.
of our own accord.
We didn't actually find a lot of clues.
By the way, where's Kiara?
At the Palais Mermonia, more than 50 people offered to protect her. Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger. I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy, so I asked her to stay inside the Palais. It's very safe in there.
What a relief.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Neuvillete, would you be interested in an exclusive
Is
interview?
he gonna say yes?
That's not how you celebrate.
I will consider
Oh!
Really?
Of
What
course.
the?
My schedule is full for the following weeks, but
Next month,
I shall
wow.
be available next month. Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Yeah, she's speechless. She's losing it.
Much, Monsieur.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation results. I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
Did she fall asleep standing up?
Kiara?
Monsieur Neuvillete? Sorry, I accidentally fell asleep.
It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter. You're safe now.
Thank you, Monsieur.
But it didn't even seem like it was a letter to all Mellusines, right? It was just a letter directly to her.
Everyone's been so
Because
nice to me.
Domenico blames her for like, you know, for confiscating all his smuggled goods.
He was the sender of that letter.
Let me think. I can't remember.
Man,
My
they
memory
can
isn't
live for
that good,
hundreds
so
of
I
years,
easily
but
forget
yet they have
things.
short-term memory.
By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams just now. Where's she gone, by the way? I haven't seen her in a long time.
What do you mean by that?
In my dream, she looked really happy. She held my hand and said, Kiara, our dreams have finally
Did she not
come
remember
true."
Carol
I
died?
can't remember what our dreams were anymore, and I don't know why. But I felt really happy too.
I can sense your joy. It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillete, are you happy too? Oh, I almost forgot. Am I allowed to go out now? I promised to model for Alov.
Of course. Off you go.
See you next time, Monsieur, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
See you next time.
It's almost like that's his little baby. Oh, it's over? Oh, man. Oh, let me talk to him. Huh.
really can't fathom what goes on in her head sometimes.
Who? Wait, Farina? Read the letter. The human world isn't too bad now. Does that mean Farina was there at the beginning when he got reincarnated? That's interesting. Yeah, it seems like well, we don't know how old Farina is, right? Like, we don't know. We just know that she's not the original Hydro Archon. That's all we know. Every single quest, I have more questions than answers.